Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America. And is President Biden really trying to sabotage Kamala Harris? Kind of looks that way. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please check that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. And when you get there, please hit subscribe, absolutely free. It really helps us out. The other day, Kamala Harris was giving a speech in Michigan. It is a state that she desperately needs. Michigan is not only a swing state, it's not only a blue wall state, it's not only a state that's neck and neck right now, it's more of a need for Harris than it is for Trump. And she's bleeding votes in Michigan. Auto workers, the Arab population, the black population. It's been a very tough state for her. Her numbers are dwindling, and they're dwindling in a massive way. So she's going to give this speech, and 2 minutes into the speech, President Joe Biden does his first press conference as president from the White House briefing room. He's never done it before. In the 3.5 years he's been president, he has not done a press conference from that room. So what happens? All the cameras, all the media attention switches over to Biden, taking the wind out of Harris's sails. And then during the speech, he says, Harris was involved in all the policies. She's, side by side with me. We're joined at the hip, basically. We're singing from the same song sheet, he said. And Harris is trying to distance herself from the Biden policies because they're wildly unpopular and wildly unsuccessful. He's like, no, you're sinking on this ship with me. See, I think he's still annoyed that he was replaced on the top of the ticket. And it looks like some analysts think that he's doing this to get at her too. I want you to watch what these analysts said, and then let me know what you think in the comments.
Along with pollster and communications strategist Frank Luntz. Gentlemen, great to see you. Brian, just about that. This is the first time that President Biden has gone into the press briefing room and taken questions. Why now? Why today?
Yeah, I'm texting with some of his former press secretaries and aides, and they're a bit surprised by it as well, Allison. Of course, journalists want to see this. We are happy to see this. But it is true. It is, according to the White House, the first time that Biden has gone into the briefing room and surprised reporters in this way. I can't help but think about the headline from Axios this morning. Axios, one of those influential Washington sites, their morning newsletter had an item called "The Disappearing Bidens," pointing out that since Joe Biden exited the presidential race, he has been relatively I wouldn't say invisible, but he has been off the trail. He has not been doing as many public events. He's not been doing many interviews. That item landed this morning about 2 hours before the jobs report. So I can't help but wonder if that factored into this as well, his sudden appearance in the briefing room. And I'm glad you mentioned that comment that he made about the Republicans claiming the numbers are fake, because that is something we continue to see from Trump and his allies, a rejection of data and facts. And Biden is clearly noticing that. He's maybe watching the news coverage. He is perceiving what's happening, and he's speaking out against it very publicly today.
Yeah, it's something that we've seen sort of ferment on social media when in previous months jobs numbers have been revised down, and Republicans are pointing to that to say, oh, the numbers are fake. Jobs numbers were revised down multiple times during the Trump administration. So make of that what you will. Frank, from a communication standpoint, I do have a note, and I'm curious what you think about this. We were actually about to go live to Vice President Kamala Harris, who's speaking right now in Detroit, Michigan. And apparently she's talking about this port strike ending. She's trying to appeal to union workers. And yet you have the President of the United States come out clearly overshadowing her, answering significant questions. Is that a communications mistake? Is the left hand not talking to the right hand in this situation?
That's a very good point. And if they were coordinated, as you assume they would be, this would not have happened. But in the end, it's good news. And presidents want to be surrounded and want to be available and want to be engaged when the news is good, and they want to be as far away as possible when the news is bad. The key about this is that Biden, the economy is stronger than Trump acknowledges. The economy is actually stronger than what most voters actually perceive. And that's because the economy tends to be a lagging indicator. They don't feel positive about it for months after the numbers turn around. So what Biden is trying to say right now is pay attention. Employment is up. Inflation is down. I kept my promises. So the timing is perfect for him. Frankly, Harris should have just delayed to give Biden the chance to have the spotlight. And one more thing. I can't see the video. I can only hear the voice. And so as I'm listening to him, I'm thinking, wow, he really does sound tired. But I'm also thinking he sounds very pleased. And it's been a while since we've had good news in this country. So that's exactly what he wants to surround himself with. Good news.